The most important thing you're going to do when starting your YouTube channel is pick the name. And almost every successful channel on YouTube has picked their name in one of three different ways. And the first one is they just pick a name that describes what they do on the channel, just like these channels.
What's up guys, Sagi here and welcome to another Tech Gear Talk. Today we're going to check out the Canon EOS M50.
Hey guys, Caleb here with DSLR Video Shooter, and in this video we're talking about 10 camera and video hacks, so let's go ahead and get started.
Hello my friends, in today's video we will take a look at Fujifilm XF 18mm f1.4R.
And the advantage of naming your channel like this is it gives new viewers a clear indication of what you do on your channel. And particularly when you're small and trying to grow and nobody knows you and you have a very small subscriber count, if they actually go and they look at the name of your channel and it describes something that they're interested in, you probably increase the likelihood that they're going to subscribe to your channel. And in the channels we just saw, we've got Tech Gear Talk. Obviously he talks about tech, and you know, if you are into tech, this might be the channel for you. The next one is DSLR Video Shooter. So if you use DSLR cameras and you like to shoot video, then you know this is the channel for you. And the last one is the hybrid shooter. So if you're somebody who uses a camera to shoot both photo and video, then you quickly know this is the channel for you. But there are a few disadvantages in naming your channel this way. And the first one is it's a fairly generic way to name your channel. And if we think of somebody like Nike, the shoe, the running shoe, the basketball shoe, when someone says Nike, they have built up a brand and a reputation, and when somebody says Nike, you know what that means. But imagine if they decided to call their shoe company Good Running Shoes or Great Basketball Shoes. It really wouldn't have the same impact, and any sort of different shoes could be great running shoes or good basketball shoes. So it really doesn't allow you to build up a specific brand that when somebody hears that name, they know exactly what you're talking about. The other problem you could face is a lot of channels start out in one direction and then change direction later. You might start out and you've described what your channel is about with the name of your channel, but that can make it hard to change direction. And a good example is DSLR Video Shooter. He obviously started his channel when people were using DSLR cameras to shoot video. Almost nobody uses DSLR cameras to shoot video anymore. It's all mirrorless cameras. And the more specific you make the name, the more attractive it will be to the person who's interested in the type of content you're doing. So an example might be the channel 5 Minute Crafts. This is a huge channel. The name of the channel is 5 Minute Crafts. You watch a video, you go see the name of the channel, you know it's 5 Minute Crafts, and so if that's something you're into, you are going to connect with that. But they can't go anywhere outside of crafts, or they're going to start to be moving away from the title of their channel, and it can become confusing. So if you pick a very, very specific channel name describing what you do, and then later you sort of move on from that and do something different on the channel, it can actually have the opposite effect, and it can actually be confusing to the viewer, and it might make somebody not subscribe when they actually would subscribe otherwise. The other problem with naming your channel like this is it doesn't instantly give the connection between yourself and the viewer, kind of like a channel that has got your own name on it would. And what you will see is most of the people who grow to a large size and have these more generic names make an effort to introduce themselves at the beginning of each video. And that's something you have to be aware of. If you do go down this track, you really need to make an effort to introduce yourself so the viewer feels like they're on a first name basis with you. This can be a fairly important thing in YouTube, and the more connected the viewer feels to you, the more likely they are to subscribe to your channel and watch your videos and watch your new videos and notifications. It is just a little extra step where if the channel name is your name, you really don't have to introduce yourself, and you've kind of put yourself on a first name basis with your viewers already. And the next way to name your channel is with a unique brand name, like Nike or Nikon or Canon. And this is a word or some phrase that you come up with on your own, and then you try to create content that is connected to that. So anytime anybody hears that unique name, they know your content and they know it's you.
You might be saying, Sean, listen, bro, talk about the algorithm, man. Give me some tips on thumbnails.
So you're looking to buy a lens, but you have no idea what 50mm means or what an f-stop is.
Many would agree that the most difficult part about creating videos has to be the video editing part.
So today we are pulling out the Sony ZV-1. It's got that 1-inch sensor, a nice Zeiss lens. It's got that flip-out display.
Welcome back, Deep Review TV viewers. It's Chris Nichols here. We're coming to you from lovely Kananaskis country.
Welcome back, DP Review TV viewers. It's Jordan Drake here, and we have finally got our hands on the Sony FX3.
Now, one of the key advantages to having this unique name is as your content gets traction and as your channel grows, you don't have a somewhat generic name that people might forget. I mean, if we look at a name like Potato Jet, how interesting is that? I cannot forget that name from the first time I saw him, Potato Jet. And the other thing about having a name like this or a brand like this, if you look at DP Review or you look at Think Media, because it's not one individual person's name, you've developed a brand and you can have multiple people on the channel. You can have multiple people hosting videos, and you will see in those clips, we saw DP Review has the 2 different guys that host on that channel. Think Media now has 3 guys that regularly host and make videos on the channel. So it does give you some greater flexibility, and unlike having the channel in your own name, it doesn't really tie you in and glue you into one person. You're also potentially developing a brand name that you can eventually sell or transfer on or step away from and bring somebody else in to run or operate your channel. And probably the only real disadvantage is to using a unique name or a brand name like this is that when you first start out, nobody knows what it means, nobody knows what it is, and it just makes it a little bit harder to get traction, unlike the just describing what you do channel name. At the beginning, somebody might watch Potato Jet's first video and they see the name Potato Jet and they don't know what the heck that's about, and they might actually choose not to subscribe early on because they just don't understand what a potato jet is. And the third option is what I call personal branding, and this is when you're using your own name and essentially you're building your own name and reputation on the YouTube platform.
What's up, everybody? Peter McKinnon here, and welcome back to yet another 2-Minute Tuesday.
Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com.
We're Tony and Chelsea Northrup, and this is our biggest wildlife lens comparison ever.
And as you can see, some of the biggest creators on the platform use their own name as the channel name. It's something that I've started doing just recently, and prior to that, I had called my channel My Camera Bag. I think I was afraid of, in the beginning, using my own name like it was sort of egotistical and it was going to be all about me, and that's not really what my channel's about. It's about sharing information with the viewer and helping support my audience to get the best out of their own creativity. But after making some videos and finding a little bit of success, I realized it doesn't have to be about me, but it's definitely about myself and my relationship with the viewer, and I can see that in my videos. And so just using your own name doesn't have to be an ego thing. It can be just a way to be on a first name basis with the people that are watching your channels, and it can create kind of a sort of a more intimate relationship by having your name as the channel name. Having a channel name like this also means it's completely unique to you. Like, there's nobody else out there potentially with your exact same name, or at least not on YouTube and having success with your exact name. And the other thing about developing a personal brand is it's something that you can take throughout your life into different ventures and different businesses and different social media platforms. So as you build a personal brand and a personal reputation, you can then leverage that in different parts of your life and business. And I think that is quite a powerful thing. And really the primary disadvantages with using your name and personal branding is the fact that what you build is not going to be transferable. You've built your name, your reputation, it stays with you, and it's not something that you could at some point sell or move on. You're the one building the reputation based on your name. It's your channel and you're going to need to be there. It can also be harder to start, maybe even the hardest to start, because they come to your channel, they watch a video, that seems okay. Who's this guy? Channel name Joe Schmo. I don't know who Joe Schmo is. And so at the very beginning, definitely being a nobody with the channel in your own name can be a little bit more challenging, but I think for those that succeed and move on, it can be worth it in the long run. If you're interested in getting the most out of YouTube with the gear that you can afford or the gear that you already have, that's one of the things I do on this channel. So be sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that bell notification.